The views and opinions expressed in the following show do not necessarily represent those of this station or its sponsors.
Getting your work week started right by stretching out your vagina holes with the attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space. Call into the show live at 313-444-8919. Again, that number is 313-444-8919. Or you can jump in the chat room at alienxradio.com.
Am I the meanest?
Alien Stone.
Am I the prettiest?
Alien Stone.
Am I the baddest mofo low down around this time?
Alien Stone.
But who am I?
Alien Stone.
Who am I?
Alien Stone.
I can't hear you.
Alien Stone.
Shogun of Harlem.
All right, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space. I'm your host, Alien Stone, broadcasting to you live on alienxradio.com, UG Media, United Talk Radio, and WCET-FM in Columbia, South Carolina. And then, of course, our fine affiliates around the world in syndication and replay. Thank you very much for joining me. Having a little bit of technical difficulties this morning, as I always do, because Microsoft, once again, in its infinite wisdom, has decided that there needed to be some form of security update done to all my machines. What that means by security update means that they're updating their spyware, which runs in the background, eats up all your resources, and reports back to their mothership, everything that you do, every keystroke, everything. That's what they really do. And it also goes through and makes sure that everything that you have installed that is not Microsoft doesn't function correctly for the next 5 to 7 days. So you have to go in and reset it all up. Or what they hope you do is just give up on all of your stuff that isn't Microsoft and just buy all of their stuff so that it never does that again. Yeah, it's called them forcing a monopoly is what it is. They want you to have nothing that is not approved or licensed through them to run on your machine whatsoever. This, of course, became very obvious when they mandated that everybody update to that absolutely horrid Windows 10. One of the worst operating systems ever. I would rather go back to Windows 95 than to keep running Windows 10. Seriously. I mean, it is absolute trash. I'm sure that anybody that's had Windows 10 is fully aware of what is her name? Cortana, I think her name is Cortana. Your assistant that pops up every 5 seconds because she thinks she heard her name. You know, it's like an Alexa or it's like a Siri, you know, all these kind of things. But it's on your computer and it's constantly in your face and in your way. So then you find a way that you're supposed to be able to completely 100% disable her so she doesn't run anymore. And you go through all the process that it tells you to go through. And yes, she never pops up again. She never says another word. But check your resources. She's still the number one eater of all of your resources on your computer is Cortana running in the background. Even though you are not using her, you have disabled her. You have told Windows you don't like her and don't want her. But she runs anyway. Why? Because she's spyware. And she is collecting information from your computer. And she's sending it back to Microsoft. So now that I've got that all off my chest and I'm much more calm now, let's go ahead and figure out what we're going to do for this show. So coming up, we've got, of course, a review of just a few questions from Inside the Mothership, which airs at 12 noon Eastern right here on alienxradio.com every Sunday. So we did this week, what did I call that episode? I think I called it the Franken Sports Milkshake. That's right, the Franken Sports Milkshake. So make sure you listen for that. That'll be towards the end of the show. This is a 3-hour show, people, on the attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space. So let's go ahead and get this thing underway. It is January 20th.
Broadcasting directly into your brain.
Let's take a look at this day in history.
January 20th, 1981. Iran releases 52 Americans taken hostage at the U.S. Embassy in Tehran after 444 days in captivity. It happened just minutes after Ronald Reagan is sworn in as president, succeeding Jimmy Carter in the White House. 1961. In Washington, John F. Kennedy becomes America's 35th president, challenging the country in his inaugural address.
And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
1942. During World War II, officials in Nazi Germany hold the notorious Wannsee Conference near Berlin. That's where they devise what they call the final solution, their plan to exterminate Europe's millions of Jews. 1936. Start of a turbulent year for Britain's monarchy as Britain's King George V dies. George's son becomes King Edward VIII, but he later gives up the throne to marry an American divorcee, Wallis Simpson. By the end of the year, Edward's brother becomes King George VI, father of the future Queen Elizabeth II. And in 1896...
Well, Gracie, say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Comedian George Burns, straight man to wife Gracie on radio, who later played God on the big screen, is born in New York City. Today in history, January 20th. Tim McGuire, The Associated Press.
Alrighty, folks, it is time to put some music into your ear holes here on the Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from Outer Space. Now, if you are a listener of Alien X Radio, you will know that Alien X Radio is a primarily heavy, hard rock alternative station. Remember, the shows that appear on Alien X Radio are entities on and of themselves, which means they can play whatever they want to play. So, here on the Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from Outer Space, I mix up the genres throughout the course of the day. You will hear all forms of music. So, starting things off right now with a brand new submission to the station, Chantel O'Brien and I Need You. It's the Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from Outer Space.
Myself in you, 'cause you're quite a view. I need
memories down. The ones we thought to hide away, never to see light of day. Life don't ever hold back. Time keeps ticking off track. Sunrise is then
the show live at 313-444-8919. Again, that number is 313-444-8919.
Best commercials, definitely.
Or you can jump in the chat room at alienxradio.com. It's the attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space.
Awesome.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the attack. It's the attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space. Broadcasting to you live from the other side of Planet Chaos, directly into your vajir holes on alienxradio.com, UG Media, United Talk Radio, and our brand spanking new affiliate in Columbia, North Carolina, WCET FM. That's right, they allowed me on an FM station. What is going on, guys? Somebody didn't do their research. Anyway, before we get back into some more music for your vajir holes, I do want to pull up this little story that I saw. Hopefully I didn't close it because I have a bad habit of getting rid of things I'm supposed to be reading in a minute. All right, let's see here. This dude... No, he's not the crazy guy, okay? I don't know... remember, I don't have all the details in all the stories because the stories that I read are like shorter versions of them. This dude, I believe, had a one-night stand with a crazy bitch, okay? Usually that's what happens, right? Because usually one-night stands don't happen with good girls, right? It's usually the crazy girls that are willing to go home and do the one-night stand, right? So anyway, this guy goes home, does the deed or whatever, and goes to sleep. When he wakes up, he finds that something has occurred. Now, no, this crazy lady did not rob him. No, this crazy lady did not cut off his schmeckle. No. Okay? No, she didn't get into his Facebook account and do a bunch of crazy things. No. No, it wasn't a dude peeing standing up the next morning. He woke up and she was gone. But before she left, she had managed to lock his junk in a chastity belt. Yes. A metal chastity belt locked around his wiener in a cage. Yes, he could go to the bathroom, but no, he wouldn't be able to use his wiener for anything else. So apparently this one-night stand thought that, hey, that wiener's now my wiener, and if you want to do anything, you're going to have to come to me because I have the key. So needless to say, he called the police. So she was, of course, arrested. And she did not have the key. So unfortunately, they had to cut. Yes, they had to cut the chastity belt off of my man's schmeckle. Okay. In the video, and yes, there's a video. I don't know why people agree to videos being taken of medical procedures being done to them. I don't know why they agree to it. I don't know if this happens in third world countries and it's just automatically part of their healthcare system. I don't know. But they actually were using a circular saw. Yes. Imagine you are at the hospital. You have a cage on your wiener. They're telling you to hold extremely still, which you are. And they're using a circular saw to cut a cage off of your wiener. I'm just saying, people, one-night stands very rarely work out for you. And for this guy, it really didn't work out well for him at all. Like, at all. So, my recommendation to you is the next time that you decide to do the one-night stand, you can't go to sleep. Okay? You can't go to sleep until cab fare has been dealt out and the cab door has been closed and the one-night stand is on their way. Okay? Or vice versa. Or you have gotten out of the house and you've gotten away. Okay? Make sure you do not fall asleep with someone you just met because, remember, crazy people are the ones that do that kind of stuff, which makes you a crazy person too. So, anyway, all I'm saying is this. Creeping Chaos is up right now with If I'm Going Down on the Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from Outer Space.
free. What a joke. Something about this just isn't right. I get on my tongue on the man, my teeth are clenched to the point they get shattered. Everyone wants my sympathy. If I'm going down, I'm taking you with me. 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 And I'm going down. I'm taking you with me. I'm taking you with me. I'm taking you with me. And I'm going down.
Hey, it's Gary Striner from Night of the Living Dead, and you're listening to
X Radio.
The world ended. Didn't you get the memo?
Back in the saddle, getting adrenaline, skin color stink, I'm black, all from endless space traveling. Erase his faces, tell stories of broken dreams out of the reach, still on the mouth. Like close to beats. Talking over, couldn't move an inhale, at a standstill, battling for justice in a landfill. I stand real, defined, but the test of time, stars are thy design. So who's next to shine? Marking your brain, tattoo, bend in the head, blast through, stomp in the ground. Knocking up down for your knees, buckles, yeah. Holding a strong, what's a vibe, so identify. Everybody stand up and recognize. Motherfuckers with heart, better check the size. Take a look at my eyes. Look at my eyes. Realize. It's the sky. So that's why. Are you ready for war? Are you ready for war? Are you ready for war? Look in my eyes. You're tuning in to the short shot. Locking down spots for a knock. Step in the ring, make the jaws drop. Raise the fist in the corpse pot. Ready for war, yeah, built machine. Competition cut, guillotine. Make us sweat, man, Philippines. Guillotine, smithereens, turning nightmares. This goes out to competitors. Minor leaguers trying to fuck with upper echelon. The response from the king to all of y'all. Champions of the lords, you don't wanna get it on. Holding a strong, what's a vibe, so identify. Everybody stand up and recognize. Motherfuckers with heart, better check the size. Take a look at my eyes. Look at my eyes. Realize. It's the sky. So that's why. Are you ready for war? Are you ready for war? Are you ready for war? Look in my eyes. Now. Only the strong will survive. Are you ready for war? Only the strong will survive. Are you ready for war? Only the strong will survive. Look in my eyes. Look in my
Ah, yes, McLords and Sauce Funky, the name of the band, and Ready for War. We are just about time to take another short break, pausing the action for station identification. That's right, it's just about that time. Can you believe that already? We're halfway through hour number one of the Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from Outer Space. Remember, one night stands, people. Don't go to sleep. You'll wake up and your junk will either be missing, and when I mean junk, I mean your stuff and your stuff, if you know what I mean. Your wiener, okay, guys? Or, worse yet, you'll find that it's been imprisoned in a tiny little cage with a lock on it, and she's gone. And then, next thing you know, you're in a third world hospital getting it cut off with a circular saw on YouTube. Just saying it's a bad idea, folks. Still coming up is the second half of hour number one. I have no idea what we're going to talk about. We're going to do a lot of shower thoughts today. perhaps you have some shower thoughts that you might want to drop in the chat room at alienxradio.com, or perhaps in the chat area of the Facebook live feed, which you'll find on the Alien X Radio fans group, or perhaps on the Alien X Radio YouTube channel. Also, we are live there. So we broadcast live into your vajir holes and into your eye sockets. We're all over the place and in your face. So anyway, taking this short break right now, and we'll have some shower thoughts when we come back. Also, keep in mind that the Alien X lines are open at 1-313-444-8919. Again, that's 1-313-444-8919. Or you can Skype me with my Skype handle, which is Alienstone and the number 1. All together, no spaces. Alienstone 1. We'll be back with more of the Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from Outer Space, Alien X Radio, UG Media, United Talk Radio, and WCET FM.
And now your weekly news update from NPR.
Broadcasting directly into your brain.
I've always listened to it.
Live from NPR News in Washington, I'm Giles Snyder. The focus of the gun rights debate is on Richmond, Virginia today. Thousands of gun rights supporters are expected to rally at the Virginia State Capitol to protest Democratic plans for new gun control legislation. Dozens of armed militia groups, including white supremacists, have also said they will attend. Craig Harper from member station VPM reports for most state lawmakers, though, it will be a regular workday.
A small number of lawmakers have said they won't attend for fear of violence. Though Republican delegate Glenn Davis believes the majority of protesters will peacefully rally in support of their right to bear arms.
These are average people in our communities that are coming up here to lobby for the protection of their rights to be able to protect their families and their loved ones.
Before the rally, Democratic delegate Danica Rome will make history when she becomes the first trans woman ever in Virginia to gavel in a House subcommittee.
So I'm not really thinking much about outside the Capitol.
Governor Ralph Northam has declared a state of emergency banning guns and weapons within Capitol grounds, though thousands of armed protesters are expected to surround the perimeter. For NPR News, Craig Carper in Richmond.
House Intelligence Committee Chairman Adam Schiff is accusing U.S. intelligence agencies of withholding documents on Ukraine that could be significant for President Trump's Senate impeachment.
We are counting on the intelligence community not only to speak truth to power, but to resist pressure from the administration to withhold information from Congress because the administration fears it may incriminate them.
Schiff speaking on ABC's This Week as Democrats push the Senate to consider new documents and witness testimony. Schiff is one of the 7 House impeachment managers. They filed an initial trial brief over the weekend laying out their case against the president. President Trump's lawyers are expected to file their own brief today. Nearly 1,100 people from the latest Central American migrant caravan turned themselves into Mexican authorities over the weekend. James Frederick reports from the Mexico-Guatemala border. They thought they would have the chance to stay legally in Mexico.
Before the migrants made it to Mexico, President Andrés Manuel López Obrador announced his country had 4,000 jobs and aid ready to receive the latest caravan. So when they showed up at the border, many migrants handed themselves in. But few will be allowed to stay in Mexico. The country's migration agency announced that the majority of those migrants will be deported, saying they're simply acting in accordance with the country's migration laws. However, the agency did say those who wish to apply for asylum would have that opportunity. Meanwhile, more than 1,000 more migrants are still on the Guatemalan side of the border. They plan to march to the Mexico border crossing Monday morning. For NPR News, I'm James Frederick in Tapachula, Mexico.
The financial markets in the U.S. closed today for the Martin Luther King holiday. In Europe, the major benchmarks declined in early trading. This is NPR.
Oh, honey, what a wonderful surprise. 12 roses and chocolates, a candlelit dinner, and now champagne and strawberries by the fire. You're so romantic.
What do you say we get a little closer?
Igor? That's right. Igor here with the final ingredient for love.
Igor's lube?
Nothing gets things moving and grooving like my lube, and it prevents chafing.
Thanks, Igor.
And don't forget, Igor's lube now comes in cherry, mint, and salmon flavor.
Igor's lube. Get some today and get some tomorrow. Call into the show live at 313-444-8919. Again, that number is 313-444-8919.
Bus commercials, definitely.
Or you can jump in the chat room at alienxradio.com.
It's the attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space.
Awesome!
Welcome back to The Attack, everybody. It's the second half of hour number 1 of The Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space. Live on alienxradio.com, UG Media, United Talk Radio, and our brand spanking new affiliates in Columbia, South Carolina, WCET FM. All up in your face. From outer space, I am Alien Stone. Welcome, welcome, welcome to today's show. As I have mentioned before, if you are listening to this show on Alien X Radio, we are a heavy metal, hard rock radio station. However, that being said, the Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space and inside the mothership, as well as other radio shows that occur on said station, offer you many genres of music. That's right. When you're listening to these particular shows, you will not be listening to only hard or heavy rock metal. You will be listening to a plethora of different genres. So this is going to be no different this hour. We're going to start things off with music that definitely does not fall into the heavy hard metal genre whatsoever. It's an artist, I'm sure I'm saying his name wrong. Desi Egan is his name, and I Want You Back is the name of the tune, and it's on an album that he calls Luxury Soul. So, yeah, it's not really soul music, but it's like funk. I don't know, it's like funk R&B, I guess. I guess you can call it that. I don't know what to call it. I call it cool, so that's why I'm going to play it on my show. Also, keep in mind that eventually we're going to be getting to a replay of yesterday's Just a Few Questions, which occurred during Inside the Mothership, where I had D-Unit go into like a mad scientist mode where he spliced together elements of different sports and then outside of sport elements to create an all-new sport. You know, kind of like that guy in Canada did when he made curling. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, that's coming up, as well as more music updates, sports updates, this week in music, and much, much more. So let's go ahead and get to some music for your Vajil hoes right now. As I said, Desi Egan, and I Want You Back on the Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space.
Hey, this is Tiffany Shepis, star of The Violent Kind in movies like Zombies, Zombies, Zombies. You're listening to...
Well, that is a sucker punch to the gonads.
dark and cold. It could be dressed to kill. It could be anywhere or anytime to catch a thrill. It pulls out all the stops. Will it rock you to the core? Will it choose you up and it spits you out and it leaves you wanting more? I guess I'll fail to see the chemicals inside of me. You and my light show are beginning to bother me. You can be quite persuasive. Well, it can be such a thrill. You can laugh and you can cry. You can kill it surely well. to waste such a waste. Oh yeah.
Got something to say? Don't be a bitch. Call into the show at 313-444-8919. Or you can jump in the chat room at alienxradio.com. Broadcasting from beyond planet chaos directly into your Vajir holes. It's the attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space.
The house is now on fire.
All right, welcome back to The Attack, everybody. It's The Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space. I'm your host, Alien Stone. Oh, boy, oh, boy. Having all kinds of issues this morning, man. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just trying. I don't know why I'm reading while I'm live on the air. I shouldn't be doing that. Okay, anyway, so we got more music for the Vajir holes coming up. We've got more news updates. We've got sports updates. We've got This Week in Music coming up. We've got all kinds of things, and I didn't even really prepare today, I must tell you. Had trouble sleeping last night, got up late, you know, what can I say? But I did make sure that I got all of those elements together for you. So let's go ahead and figure out what we're going to talk about right now. I did say that we were going to bring you some of these shower thoughts today, so I'm thinking that that's where we're going to start. How about that? Let me fade this music out, because usually this music just starts getting kind of distracting after a little bit, you know what I mean? So anyway, shower thoughts are those, it's a thing that, let's say you're in the shower, you're washing your booty, or whatever, you're washing, and just a stupid, all of a sudden it's like an epiphany pops into your head, but it's of something just totally dumb, okay? For example, yesterday on Inside the Mothership, I had brought up that if it was not for movies, the average person would have absolutely no idea of what an elevator shaft looks like. Think about that. Think about that for a minute. I'm sure there's many people out there that are 60, 70, 80, 90 years old that have never laid their eyes on a elevator shaft before. And when I say your eyes, I mean directly looking at an elevator shaft. Not on television, not in a picture, not in a movie, but actually standing there and looking directly at an empty elevator shaft. Think about that. There's not too many people out there that have actually seen one. Now, that's a shower thought. Here's another one. Waterboarding at Guantanamo Bay sounds super rad if you don't know what either of those things are. Right? I mean, think about it. If you have never watched the news, so you don't actually know what waterboarding is, and you actually don't know where or what Guantanamo Bay is. Wow, I have to say that slowly. It would sound like, I mean, you could put that on a brochure. You know what I'm saying? You could put that on a brochure and sell it with, along with a cruise. Oh, yeah, on this beautiful cruise, on this Carnival cruise into the Caribbean, where we will take you waterboarding at Guantanamo Bay. Doesn't that sound beautiful? Doesn't it sound beautiful? It's not. It's not. Here's another one. Maybe Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader isn't a show that displays how stupid grown adults can be, but rather a show that depicts how much useless information we teach grade schoolers that won't be retained and applicable later in life. Think about that. Think about that. These are shower thoughts, people. These are shower thoughts. Now, this one here, you might have to actually get out a pen and a piece of paper to actually understand this. But I don't know who would have actually thought this in their head. But if you were to type out X88B88, it looks like the word voodoo reflecting off of itself. It's so stupid. So stupid. Go to bed. You'll feel better in the morning is the human version of did you turn it off and turn it back on again? Which, by the way, is the number one fix to almost every piece of electronic equipment on Earth today, is now, did you turn it off and turn it back on again? You might say rebooted it, but it's the same thing. Unplug it, plug it back in. All these things are the same thing. The sinking of the Titanic must have been a miracle for the lobsters in the kitchen. Oh, too soon? Is it too soon? Really? Is it too soon? But think about that, man. You're a lobster. You are trapped. Actually, it probably wasn't because they had the little rubber bands around their claws. Did they have rubber bands back then? I don't know. Did they? Did they have rubber bands? Probably tied it up with shoelaces. I don't know. And the person who proofread Hitler's speeches was a Nazi grammar. Oh, wow, I messed that up. Was a grammar Nazi. Not so funny now that I screwed it up, right? The person who would proofread Hitler's speeches was a grammar Nazi. I'm a grammar Nazi sometimes, too. And I shouldn't be because I failed English. Everybody should fail English. It's the dumbest language on the planet, folks. It's the only one I speak, and I'm still going to say it's the dumbest one. I before E, except after C, or except after this word, or this word, or this word, or this word. And then it's this before this. And then now it's LE. Now it's EL. Now we're going to use an A here instead of an E. Why? I don't know. It sounds the same. But we're going to do that anyway, okay? We're going to put an I here. Why? Just because. Okay? LE, then EL. Okay, yeah. Let's do that. Oh, whatever, dude. Your language is stupid. And then there's two different spellings of the same word depending on what side of the pond you're on. Of course, we have to give it to the people over on that side of the pond because they had English first. Hence the name English. Hence the name English. We don't speak English over here in America. We speak American. It's vastly different. And I know this because my man Mad Martin from London, he came and visited, and yeah, it's vastly different language. It is. So, when you drink alcohol, you're just borrowing happiness from tomorrow. That sounds like it should be on an AA pamphlet, I think. The Google self-driving car should have an I feel lucky button that just drives you to some random location. Like, I feel lucky today. I don't know really what I want to do. You know, what am I going to do? I don't know what I'm going to do. But I'll tell you what I am going to do. I'm going to take a short break. Pause in the action for station identification. And we will be back with more of The Attack after this. Go nowhere.
He calls them radical left lunatics. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
We're achieving what no administration has ever achieved before. And what do I get out of it? Tell me. I get impeached.
But President Trump told a Farm Bureau convention last night in Texas the farmers are sticking with him. Today, his legal team has to hand in their legal briefs to the Senate before the impeachment trial starts tomorrow.
Working with a foreign power, trying to extort a foreign power to interfere in our election is about as bad as you can imagine.
Democratic Congressman Jerry Nadler on CBS Face the Nation. He's one of the 7 House impeachment managers acting as prosecutors. There will be a big demonstration today in favor of gun owners' rights in Richmond, Virginia. Thousands are expected. Fearing violence, Democratic Governor Ralph Northam declared an emergency banning weapons on Capitol grounds.
It is Governor Northam who has pushed for increased gun control measures, and already the Senate side of the legislature has passed 3 measures just last month, and they will limit 1 handgun a month rule, which is actually a restoration law, a universal background check law, and an increased local authority over guns in public places.
Fox's Griff Jenkins in Richmond. There were 2 deadly shootings last night in 2 states. The first in San Antonio during a concert in a club.
One person at least pulled out a gun, started shooting. Don't know if it was at a specific individual.
Police Chief William McManus. 2 people were killed, 5 wounded. Police still looking for the gunman. In Kansas City, Missouri, the shooting was outside a bar. 2 people dead, 15 injured, 3 critically. Police believe the gunman's one of the 2 killed. 2 police officers were murdered in Hawaii, responding to a call that a man stabbed and wounded his landlord as he faced eviction.
Jerry Hannell, in his 60s, has been identified as a suspect in the killing of the 2 officers.
Honolulu Police Chief Susan Ballard. The house where it happened caught fire, which spread. Hannell's believed to be in the rubble of several homes that also burned. 2 other women are missing. America's listening to Fox News.
Me and my lady want to get busy tonight. What do you recommend?
Igor's Lube.
I
I got my fist stuck in a gravy boat. Any ideas on how I can get it out? Igor's Lube!
The hinges on my cabinet doors are squeaky. What should I use?
Igor's Lube! I got dry, flaky elbows. Igor's Lube!
Okay, but what if I'm being held hostage by a supervillain in an underground lair with a ticking time bomb and only seconds left until detonation? What would save me then, huh?
Igor's Lube!
That's right. Everything is smoother with Igor's Lube.
Igor's Lube. Get some today and get some tomorrow.
Oh my God. What have I done? What have I done? Look at the turning wheel.
The Alignment, the latest CD from The Creeping Chaos, featuring Dead in the Water.
Dead in the water.
Beg for mercy and Under the Blade.
We live our lives under a blade.
Available now at iTunes, CD Baby, and Rock of Ages in Garden City.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by Ed's Decaffeinated Hot Dogs, the Frankfurters that contain absolutely no caffeine. Of course, our regular hot dogs don't contain any caffeine either, so we have to add caffeine and then remove it so that it truly is decaffeinated. Sure, Ed's Decaffeinated Hot Dogs cost a lot more than other brands, but no other luncheon meat producer goes to so much trouble to provide you with wieners that don't even have a speck of caffeine. So pick up a dozen or more packages of Ed's Decaffeinated Hot Dogs today. And while you're at it, why not try some of our new aspirin-free bologna?
The views and opinions expressed in the following show do not necessarily represent those of this station or its sponsors.
Resistance is futile, but you can struggle if you like.
It's the attack of the Monday Morning Mancast from outer space.
You got something to say? Say it, bucko. Call into the show live at 313-444-8919. Again, that number is 313-444-8919.
Am I the meanest?
Alien Stone.
Am I the prettiest?
Alien Stone.
Am I the baddest mofo low down around this time?
Alien Stone.
But who am I?
Alien Stone.
Who am I?
Alien Stone.
I can't hear you.
Alien Stone.
The Shogun of Harlem.
Welcome back to The Attack, everybody. It's hour number 2 of The Attack of the Monday Morning Mancast from outer space. AlienXRadio.com, UG Media, United Talk Radio, and WCET-FM. That's our live affiliates. And, of course, then we go out later on this week all over the world on our fine affiliates that do rebroadcast our message into the vajir holes of others. And we do appreciate every single one of you guys out there. Every single one of our affiliates are awesome. So, also, if you would like to see my beautiful face, we do broadcast the video portion of the show as well, live, right along on Facebook. And you can find that posting of the live video on the Alien X Radio fan group. That's right, it's a group. You can join that group, and yes, you'll be updated as to when we go live, what shows are coming up, events and things of that nature. Things like the Banger Music Awards, which just happened. That was live this past Saturday. And guess what, folks? I have just rescheduled that. So if you have missed the 2020 Banger Music Awards, which is an awesome show, it's a 2-hour award show featuring some of the greatest independent bands on planet Earth. Okay? And lots of award presenters from all the stations that we broadcast on all over the world. They called in and they did great time. They did a great job presenting the awards. It's the 2020 Banger Music Awards, and now I have scheduled it. It will air at 10 p.m. Eastern every night of the week, starting tonight for a whole week. Okay, so 10 p.m. Eastern, Monday all the way through Sunday. You can tune in and check out the Banger Music Awards. So, anyway, that being said, let's go ahead and get this thing underway.
Broadcasting directly into your brain.
What the Florida?
All right, it is time for What the Florida. It doesn't matter what newspaper you pick up. Okay, it does not matter. It does not matter what news station you turn on. It does not matter what radio station you're listening to or who you overhear talking about things that have happened. You will come across some wackadoo, crazy, weird thing that happened in Florida. So this is What the Florida. It's our favorite state, the one that looks like we're pissing on Cuba, and it is also the only state that every man can do a shadow puppet of without using his hands. Thank you, Florida. This week, we tell you about this gentleman. He was in Florida, and during a random stop, it was discovered that this gentleman was, in fact, carrying illegal drugs. What? No. People don't do that, right? Well, where was he carrying these drugs? In his butt? No, he wasn't carrying in his butt. Okay? That would be too concealed, I guess. He just had it stuffed in his hat. Right? So when the officer found the drugs inside of the man's hat, he looked at it and said, "Those aren't mine. Those are somebody else's." In your hat. That was somebody else's drugs in your hat. I think some of the drugs in your hat has seeped into your brain, come down, and made stupid stuff come out your mouth, and that's going to be your defense? That's somebody else's? This isn't quite as bad as the What the Florida story from a few weeks back, where the drugs were found inside of a woman's vagina. And she also said, "Those aren't mine. Those are someone else's." What the Florida, folks. Right here on the Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from Outer Space. Let's go ahead and throw some more music into your Vajir holes. As I said, we are drastically switching up the genres today. This is a lovely lady by the name of Julie Haven. She had called in during the 36 Hours of Alien Xmas. That's our 36-hour live marathon that we do here on the radio station to benefit Forgotten Harvest. We do it every Christmas time. And she had called in, and she was an excellent interview, and she provided us with some of her music. Again, a genre jump from the heavy metal to something completely different. Love and War, the name of the song, Julie Haven, the name of the artist, and it's the Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from Outer Space.
They say when they come knocking down your door. What you know about me? What you know about anything? What you know about truth? What you know about love? And I tried. But I cried.
kids, when you're not watching my show, the Segravson Show Presents, you should be listening to Alien X Radio. That's where I'm at right now, out in space somewhere.
Alien X Radio.
From beyond planet chaos, directly into your Vajir holes. It's the attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space. You got something to say? Don't be a bitch. Call into the show at 313-444-8919. Or you can jump in the chat room at alienxradio.com.
Alrighty, everybody, welcome back to The Attack. It's The Attack of the Monday Morning Mancast from outer space. We are a bit into hour number 2, heading towards the halfway mark. And yes, I am in chat rooms here with all of our tech support people from WCET-FM, and hey, we're working on things, man. Things are going to be happening here real soon. I know that you guys are listening to me right now on the station, but next week we should be able to, they'll be issue free. You know what I'm saying? And then you guys should be calling me too. This is probably the first time you've heard me on your station, I'm sure. So you can give me a call directly at 1-313-444-8919. Again, that's 1-313-444-8919. Please give me a call when you hear me speaking. Because right now the technology in my studio, for some reason, won't let me talk to you if I'm not on the air. How do I explain this? I can, but remember I run video as well. That's a different audio stream. So the radio side of things will sound fine to people listening there. But anybody watching the video, if I try talking to you when a song's playing, they will hear us talking over the song. That's what it is. That is getting fixed very, very soon. I already know how to do it. Just got to get time to do it, man. I got to invent a few hours in the day to fix things. Not enough time in the world, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, we are almost up to more music for the Vajir Holes, man. Today is just a big-time music parade today. I'm just throwing it all straight into your Vajir Holes today. And I'm making it up as I go along. As I told you, I got nothing really planned. So let's see what we do have here. Here's a guy. It's always some guy, right? He gets arrested. He's walking alongside the freeway. You're not allowed to walk alongside the freeway, right? You know that. Most people don't realize it, but you're not allowed to do that. If you break down, you have to walk up away from the freeway and get onto like the shoulder, not just the shoulder, off the freeway completely. You can't be there. You go up the embankment onto the service drive, something of that nature, but you can't be alongside the road walking. Well, you're also not supposed to drive while wearing a mask. That's also against the rules, right? So this guy was found walking along the side of the road wearing a face mask. So one might question, did his car break down? And he's walking alongside the shoulder of the road, so he's breaking two rules right there, two laws. Like he was driving with a mask, and now he's walking alongside a freeway. That's breaking the rules, right? Well, turns out that those were just the smaller of the two rules that he was breaking, because the man was also completely naked. Yes, he was also completely naked. So this dude has just a face mask on. It doesn't say what his face mask was, so apparently it was just some kind of monster mask or something. It wasn't like of a particular character. And he's walking alongside the freeway, and he's completely bare-ass naked. What can I say, man? Drugs? Could it be drugs? Well, I can tell you this. I am a resident here in Michigan, which just recently passed the law stating that recreational marijuana is legal in the state. And they have opened a few recreational places among our already present medical facilities. So even though there's much more accessibility to the marijuana, nobody on the marijuana is walking down the street wearing a face mask, bare-ass naked, okay? So this is some other kind of drug, okay? This is some other kind of drug, not Mary Jane. By Michael on the Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from Outer Space.
Call me your friend. Jane, Jane, there you go. You get frustrated and the anger flows. You spend 3 hours speaking
creeps, it's me, John Kassir, the voice of the Crypt Keeper, and you're listening to Alien X Radio.
Again, that number is 313-444-8919. Or you can jump in the chat room at alienxradio.com. It's the attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the attack. Actually, I'm saying welcome back, and it's, we're not even coming back. That was just the music, and now we're getting ready to go to another commercial break. I know, commercials, right? What can I tell you, man? That's what we do around here. We got to take these breaks because, radio is such a hard job. We can't just sit here and talk for 3 straight hours, right? We got to talk a little and then take a break. It's kind of like driving. That's the point of traffic lights and stop signs, right? It's not really for traffic, it's just so you can drive for a while and then rest a while. Right? That's what it is. No. Anyway, it's time to take a short break. Still coming up is the review of Just a Few Questions. So it's going to be D and his Franken Monster Milkshake. I'm sorry, no, let me back that up and say that again. That sounds really wrong. His Franken Sports Monster Milkshake. I guess that's what we'll call it. Anyway, that's coming up. For those of you that don't know what Just a Few Questions is, each week on Inside the Mothership, which airs live at 12 noon Eastern on Sundays, I present D or whomever is on the receiving end of these questions. I call it 3 questions, but each question could be many, many questions with sub-questions and sub-questions. And they put people in very unique or strange or uncomfortable circumstances and situations, and they have to think their way out. Yeah. So anyway, that is coming up, as well as more news updates, sports updates, and music for your Vajir holes, and many more ridiculous stories. It's the Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from Outer Space. I'm Alien Stone, brought to you live on alienxradio.com, UG Media, United Talk Radio, and WCET-FM. Go nowhere. We'll be back right after this with more of The Attack.
This is AP News. I'm Rita Foley. It's a tourist paradise, Waikiki Beach. But nearby, a man known to police killed 2 officers and stabbed his landlord before the house he and 2 women were believed to be in went up in flames. Court records say homeowner Louis Kane had recently sought to evict Jerry Hanel. The governor of Virginia has declared a state of emergency, worried that they may see the type of violence today that exploded in Charlottesville in 2017. Thousands of gun rights activists and other groups are gathering in Richmond to protest plans to pass gun control legislation.
A violent 2017 Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville ended in a woman's death after a car plowed into a group of counter-protesters. For this rally in Richmond, the Virginia governor declared a temporary state of emergency and is banning all weapons. Online threats of violence have been rampant among anti-government and far rights groups, according to the Southern Poverty Law Center, which tracks white supremacists and other extremists. Meanwhile, the gun rights group that has planned the event is urging peace. I'm Julie Walker.
We're getting a look at how President Trump's lawyers will defend him at the impeachment trial, which begins in earnest tomorrow. His defense team will argue that the charges against him are simply invalid. Last night in Austin, Texas, he told the American Farm Bureau Federation,
"We're achieving what no administration has ever achieved before. And what do I get out of it? Tell me. I get impeached. That's what I get out of it."
A shooting outside a bar in Kansas City, Missouri has left at least 2 people dead and maybe 15 others injured. Police say just before midnight, somebody opened fire on a line of people waiting outside. Police believe the shooter was shot dead by a security guard. There appeared to be a celebration going on inside the bar because the Kansas City Chiefs advanced to the Super Bowl. This is AP News.
Broadcasting directly into your brain.
And now your weekly sports update with The Prospect.
Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the weekly sports update with The Prospect on Alien X Radio is so delightful. I know I'm a few days late, but it works, so here we go. The LSU Tigers are atop the college football mountain. Headed by Heisman winner Joe Burrow, they defeated Clemson 42-25 to finish the season at 15-0. Burrow threw for 5 touchdowns and 463 yards while running one in on his own to snap Clemson's 29-game winning streak. Coach Ed Orgeron praised the senior quarterback for his performance in the championship game and said that he feels grateful for all he has done for the program and the state of Louisiana. Now I get it. Winning the championship in any sport brings the crazy out of us, but not to the point that Odell Beckham Jr. was in. The NFL star was seen in the post-game celebration giving what looked like money to players and slapped the behind of an officer who was there to tell the LSU players to put out their celebratory cigars that they were smoking in the locker room. Did I mention that this was LSU doing this? The officer has decided not to press charges against Beckham for the slap, which if I was him, I would thank my lucky stars for it because he did just assault a police officer after all. As for the money, it was real, according to Burrow during a podcast, who said that he accepted the undisclosed amount because he's not a student athlete anymore, which, as you all know, cannot accept any cash whatsoever from an outside source. The NCAA is investigating the other players accepting the money. Houston Astros are rocked with one of the most incredibly infamous scandals in recent memory as they were accused of cheating during the 2017 World Series. A huge investigation launched by the league revealed that during the series, the Astros bench engaged in techniques to communicate to the players on the field of what pitches will be thrown by banging a trash can in the dugout. Once the investigation was completed, harsh penalties were dished out, including suspensions for the general manager Jeff Lundho and skipper A.J. Hinch, loss of draft picks for 2 years, and a $5 million fine. Lundho and Hinch were eventually fired by the team shortly after. But the punishments didn't stop within the team. Boston Red Sox manager Alex Cora was let go from his team because of his involvement as a bench coach for the Astros. And Carlos Beltran, the newly appointed manager for the Mets and the only player mentioned in the findings, was out as well. Despite all this going on, second baseman Jose Altuve made a firm statement that the team will be fine and, more importantly, will make an appearance in the World Series again this upcoming season. Let's just hope they don't make any trips to Lowe's or Home Depot for trash can shopping anytime soon. Well, tune in next week for more sports. For Alien X Radio, I'm the Prospect saying until next time, Prospect out.
My God, what have I done? What have I done? Look at the turning wheel.
The Alignment, the latest CD from The Creeping Chaos, featuring Dead in the Water.
Dead in the water.
Beg for mercy and Under the Blade.
We live our lives under a blade.
Available now at iTunes, CD Baby, and Rock of Ages in Garden City.
Hello and welcome to Man Law. I am your host, Judge Man. You have been read your rights. I have read your complaints and your emails. First case on the docket today comes from Larry from Wisconsin. Larry writes, Judge Man, my girlfriend of only 3 months has asked me to cancel my all-expenses-paid Super Bowl trip this year that includes a suite at the stadium, a stay in the greatest hotel in the world, all the beer I can drink, and all of the sausages I can eat. And why does she want me to cancel this trip? She wants me to meet her mother. Well, Judge Man, my question to you is, what should I do? Well, Larry, let me ponder a moment. Dumbass, you kick this chick to the curb and you go on an awesome trip. Bring me back a football. And now today's list of things real men never ever should do. Number 1, real men never talk about their feelings. Keep that stuff inside. No one wants to hear about it except your wife. Number 2, real men don't own cats. We're dog people. Number 3, real men don't know any show tunes. If you're humming along or singing a show tune, I'm just saying you're under suspicion. Number 4, real men never ask for directions. I don't care if you're lost for days and the map is long gone. Real men never ask for directions. And the last thing on today's list, real men don't plant flowers. Leave that crap up to your wife. This has been Judge Man with Man Law.
Broadcasting from beyond planet chaos directly into your vajir holes. You got something to say? Don't be a bitch. Call into the show at 313-444-8919. You have been beamed aboard and are now inside the mothership for the attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space.
Huh. Thanks, Judge Man. He's so opinionated. Anyway, he's the only person I know that has 4. I'm sorry. Everybody has 4 corners. He's the only person I know that has 5 corners on his man card. 5 corners on his man card. Figure that out. I don't know. Keeps adding corners. I don't know. Anyway, let's go ahead and throw some music into your vajir holes as we get the second half of the show underway. That's right. You didn't feel that turn, did you? We might be screaming through the galaxy at triple redunculous speeds, or at least talking really loud from the back row of the movie theater, making everybody really angry during their show. But you didn't even feel that harsh turn, as now we're heading back towards planet Earth. The inertia canceller, it's canceling. Gravitational plates are gravitating. The deflector array is not talking about politics at all. So anyway, more music for the Vajir holes. As I said, we're kind of, you know, some rocket ships and stuff, they time jump and stuff. Well, we are genre jumping today. We are genre jumping. How about a little bit country? And no, I'm not talking about like tear in your beer kind of country. No, we're not going to do that. But submit it to the station. Maida, I believe is how you say this lady's name. And the song is called Miracles. And it's the Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from Outer Space.
I throw my bags in my pickup truck. I climb inside and start it up. Take the road away from the old house. Turn on the radio. I can go north or south. My car broke down from the heavy load. Now I'm sitting here with a flat tire on the side of the road. No one there but me and my radio. And they're playing me a song about which way to go. No matter what comes my way, I am strong enough to say tomorrow is a brand new day. What more can I say? Miracles are happening every day and every night. Take a look around you, everything is alright. Miracles are happening, taking one day at a time. You got to keep moving, 'cause you're gonna be fine. You can make it through, is what the singer said. And the meaning of the song, it went straight to my head. Like a miracle, somebody came into my life, and they changed the world around, and I'm rolling the dice. No matter what comes my way, I am strong enough to say tomorrow is a brand new day. What more can I say? Hey, yeah. Miracles are happening every day and every night. Take a look around you, everything is alright. Miracles are happening, taking one day at a time. You got to keep moving, 'cause you're gonna be fine. Miracles are happening every day and every night. Take a look around you, everything is alright. Miracles are happening, taking one day at a time. You got to keep moving, 'cause you're gonna be fine. Miracles are happening every day and every night. Take a look around you, everything is alright. Miracles are happening, taking one day at a time. You got to keep moving, 'cause you're gonna be fine. Miracles, miracles, every day and every night. Miracles are happening, taking one day at a time. You got to keep moving, 'cause you're gonna be fine.
This is Adrian King from Friday the 13th, and you are listening to Alien X Radio.
underestimate the power of Alien X Radio. Who's your daddy?
Resistance is futile, but you can struggle if you like. It's the attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space. You got something to say? Say it, bucko. Call into the show live at 313-444-8919. Again, that number is 313-444-8919.
All right, welcome back to The Attack, everybody. The Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space. See, way back in, I think it was like 1991, 1992, I was DJing in a small little bar, and they wanted to do an oldies night, and I was doing dances, the dance club night on the weekends. And I didn't want to do an oldies night because I wasn't into oldies. So they hired a DJ to come in just on Wednesday nights, where they were having like an oldies night and also a cruise night where people brought really old fancy cars and they parked them in the parking lot. And he would DJ oldies music from like the 50s and 60s. And I met this DJ, of course, and he and I started talking. And they also decided to start having bands play in the bar occasionally. And a band came in and played, and they had a friend that wanted to be in a band, and turns out this other DJ was a drummer, and I played a little guitar and sang a little bit. So we ended up getting together and putting together a little band called Serious Jester. Our logo was a yellow smiley face with X's for eyes, and he wore a jester hat and a tuxedo. And with Serious Jester was the name of the band. And it was a very, very low-budget, early stages band. We played in a basement and a couple of shows here and there. And we wrote a song called Me and My Shadow. And it was kind of a swing-type beat, very rednecky kind of sounding. And actually, I had wrote that song on an acoustic guitar before that band even got together. And but it got fully written and put together by that band. So that was like the second time that song had been written, really. It was written on an acoustic guitar, then it was written again in a different way by Sirius Chester. Then many, many years later, I was in a band called Freakstar, and we did the same thing with that song. We took that song, and we remade it again, and we had to retitle the song even because we had changed it so drastically. It was called The Redneck Thrash, which is the version you just heard, which is the same song. Believe it or not, that was written on acoustic guitar originally. Then it became like a swing-type style song also. You know, it was a full band. But then it became that thrashy song that you just heard there, which was yet another version of the song. Now, because a song has been written and written and written and written, you tend to forget that there may be changes that were made to different versions of that song. And I have to apologize to our new affiliates. I forgot that there was a little bit of language issue in that song. So I do apologize for that. I have been, since joining the FM station family over there, I have started putting together a file of edited versions of songs and radio-safe songs and things of that nature. And I do apologize. It might take me a little while to fully get that all under control because, you know, there is such a plethora of music on the station. And such a plethora of it has been submitted to us, and such a large portion of it does, in fact, have some lyrical issues in there. I do know the FCC rules and regulations. I am familiar with them, and they are much looser today than they were many years ago, but still, I do believe that song may have crossed the line, and I do apologize for that. So anyway, let's go ahead and take a short break, pause in the action for station identification once again. And when we come back, it'll be hour number 3, our third and final hour of the Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space right after this. AlienXRadio.com, UG Media, United Talk Radio, and up until that song, WCET-FM. Go nowhere. We'll be back right after this.
Calls them radical left lunatics. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
We're achieving what no administration has ever achieved before. And what do I get out of it? Tell me. I get impeached.
But President Trump told a Farm Bureau convention last night in Texas the farmers are sticking with him. Today, his legal team has to hand in their legal briefs to the Senate before the impeachment trial starts tomorrow.
Working with a foreign power, trying to extort a foreign power to interfere in our election is about as bad as you can imagine.
Democratic Congressman Jerry Nadler on CBS Face the Nation. He's one of the 7 House impeachment managers acting as prosecutors. There will be a big demonstration today in favor of gun owners' rights in Richmond, Virginia. Thousands are expected. Fearing violence, Democratic Governor Ralph Northam declared an emergency, banning weapons on Capitol grounds.
It is Governor Northam who has pushed for increased gun control measures, and already the Senate side of the legislature has passed 3 measures just last month, and they will limit 1 handgun a month rule, which is actually a restoration law, a universal background check law, and an increased local authority over guns in public places.
Fox's Griff Jenkins in Richmond. There were 2 deadly shootings last night in 2 states. The first in San Antonio during a concert in a club.
One person at least pulled out a gun, started shooting. Don't know if it was at a specific individual.
Police Chief William McManus, 2 people were killed, 5 wounded. Police still looking for the gunman. In Kansas City, Missouri, the shooting was outside a bar. 2 people dead, 15 injured, 3 critically. Police believe the gunman's one of the 2 killed. 2 police officers were murdered in Hawaii, responding to a call that a man stabbed and wounded his landlord as he faced eviction.
Jerry Hannell, in his 60s, has been identified as a suspect in the killing of the 2 officers.
Honolulu Police Chief Susan Ballard. The house where it happened caught fire, which spread. Hannell's believed to be in the rubble of several homes that also burned. 2 other women are missing. America's listening to Fox News.
Donna, is that a bottle of Igor's lube?
I wish you would just ring up my stuff without all the questions.
I heard there are millions of uses for that stuff.
I only have 1.
Have you ever tried playing a naked game of Twister all covered in this stuff?
Can't say that I have.
This stuff will really help to get you out of a tight spot. Or into one, if you know what I mean. Huh?
Are you almost finished?
Just waiting for the bag boy. Igor?
And don't forget that my lube comes in 1 ounce, 5 ounce, 1 pint, and 1 gallon sizes, so you can feel free to try out that naked twister thing.
Uh-huh. Now see, I told you.
Igor's Lube. Get some today and get some tomorrow.
New Shimmer is a floor wax.
No, New Shimmer is a dessert topping.
It's a floor wax.
It's a dessert topping.
It's a floor wax, I'm telling you.
It's a dessert topping, you cow! Hey, calm down, you two. New Shimmer's a floor wax and a dessert topping. Here, I'll spray some on your mop and some on your butterscotch pudding. Mmm, tastes terrific.
And just look at that shine. Will it last?
Hey, outlasts every other leading floor wax 2 to 1. It's durable and it's scuff resistant. And it's delicious.
Oh my God. What have I done? What have I done?
Look at the turning wheel. The Alignment, the latest CD from the Creeping Chaos, featuring Dead in the Water.
Dead in the water.
Beg for Mercy and Under the Blade.
We live our lives under a blade.
Available now at iTunes, CD Baby, and Rock of Ages in Garden City.
Had a skinny skin tone watch you couldn't hardly see unless you looked really hard. Lost it. Had a black patent leather gold face watch with my name etched into it and a diamond. Broke it. Lost it. Red Mickey Mouse? Gone. Silver with stretch band and glow-in-the-dark Roman numerals? Sayonara. Timex after Timex after Timex. Probably still ticking somewhere. Don't ask me where.
Timex. It takes a licking and keeps on ticking. But if you lose them, there's nothing we can do about it.
The views and opinions expressed in the following show do not necessarily represent those of this station or its sponsors.
Give me some static! You got something to say? Don't be a bitch. Call into the show at 313-444-8919. You have been beamed aboard and are now inside the mothership for the attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space.
When's the last time you had a good time?
Broadcasting from beyond planet chaos, directly into your vajir holes.
Am I the meanest?
Alien Stone.
Am I the prettiest?
Alien Stone.
Am I the baddest mofo low down around this time?
Alien Stone.
But who am I?
Alien Stone.
Who am I?
Alien Stone.
I can't hear you.
Alien Stone.
Shogun of Harlem.
Welcome back to The Attack, everybody. It's The Attack of the Monday Morning Mancast from outer space. I'm your host, Alien Stone. Welcome back. Broadcasting live on Alien X Radio, UG Media, United Talk Radio, and WCET FM in Columbia, South Carolina. Thank you, CC, for all the work that you're doing over there to get me on the air. I know we've been having some problems, and you've been stepping in and doing a fantastic job over there. Rocking it out, for show. So, that all being said, let's go ahead and get this third and final hour underway. This is the hour that contains the review of Just a Few Questions, folks. Just a few questions. You're going to hear it this hour. D and his Frankensport Monster Milkshake. That's what I'm calling it. Don't know why, but that's it. Well, I do know why. It's just, I always give them some weird names. Which, by the way, pretty soon on the station, they're going to be in rotation as well. They'll be randomly played at different points throughout the course of every day. in rotation on the station because I've got so many of them now. Working on a few other, just a few question things coming out. Other things to think about is Igor's Lube. Get some today and get some tomorrow. Look for and like Igor's Lube on Facebook. Also, check it out at www.igorslube.com. And the fine family of products from Igor's Empire. These are all on the way very, very soon. Partnering up with our own Mad Martin from UG Media. Soon it will be an empire. Just letting you know. It's a lube empire. You can actually get the t-shirts now, folks. That's right. Igor's Apparel is available. Wow. Anyway, let's go ahead and find some music for your Vajir holes. I have to be very careful with what I'm choosing, man, because I just realized my musical library is not necessarily FM radio friendly, so I have to be very, very careful. I can't play anything from Influence. That would be just a horrible thing. So I think that one thing that I can do right off the bat is play something from our own John LeBang, which is no sacrifice, believe me, because it rocks out. I mean, this is great music to play. I play it all the time. In fact, I played a John LeBang song a couple of hours ago in this very show. I did. So once again, Sacrifice is the name of the tune, and John LeBang, the name of the artist, who also is the host of the John LeBang Show, the John LeBang, or the Banger Music Hour, and of course, the 2020 Banger Music Awards, which are also now in rotation on the station. You can pick them up at 10 p.m. Eastern all week long, starting tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern here on alienxradio.com. If you have missed the 2020 Banger Music Awards, that's how you can tune in and check it out here on Alien X Radio. So here it is, Jay LeBang. That's right, Mr. John LeBang and Sacrifice. It's the attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space.
Once upon a time, you were by my side. Always next to me, forever will be. But now you wanna go. You said you didn't know. Take all music away. You don't have the time, make a sacrifice. Holding my life all around you. Make me decide to sacrifice. Yeah. You said it would never change, that things would be the same. I call you on the phone, you are never home. I used to see you all the time, but now you're hard to find. Always here before. No, no, no. You don't have the time, make a sacrifice. Holding my life all around you. Make me decide to sacrifice. Yeah. I'll make a sacrifice to keep our music alive. I'll make a sacrifice to keep our music alive. Lay your love down for me. You don't have the time, make a sacrifice. Holding my life all around you. Make me decide to sacrifice. Once upon a time, you were by my side. That our love would take our music away.
Hi, this is Jamie from Rain, and you are listening to Alien X Radio.
I breathe you in and out, come sin. I have you running through my Got a trail of tears and my blood is smeared. Tore off my mask and unveiled my pain. You've seen it all and you broke me down. Now you're the drug and I'm the addicted. Reach out, I'm helpless. There's no escape from your hollow soul. You pulled me in and you pinned me down. What once was warm is now freezing cold. Can someone hear me? I'm trapped by the heartless. I scream out in agony. I'm swallowed by the darkness. My world's heaven in disguise is now my hell, drowning out my cries. I'm burning deeply, I'm growing weak, I'm lost in sorrow, I'm incomplete. Can someone hear me? I'm trapped by the heartless. I scream out in agony. I'm swallowed
Yeah, great music from a band called Rain. Haunted, the name of the tune. Jamie doing lead vocals on that one, and that was recorded live right here in the Alien X Radio studios during a show called Vinny and the Alien, which very, very soon here on the station, old classic episodes of Vinny and the Alien will be available in random order at 6 a.m. Eastern right here on the station to get your morning started right. That's right, old classic episodes of Vinny and the Alien making their return, 6 a.m. Eastern here on Alien X Radio. Now let's go ahead and keep that music going into your Vajir holes. Red Baron, the name of the band, also recorded live, but this time not in the studios, at the Crowfoot. That is a classic venue that is right here in the Detroit area. I don't want to necessarily, that's a loose term in the Detroit area. But anyway, the Crowfoot in Pontiac, I believe, is where it is. And Not Alone, the name of the tune, and Red Baron, the name of the band. It's the Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from Outer Space.
I'd like to take this time right now to dedicate this next song to Alien X Radio, as this song is about aliens. As I spent about 7 hours straight watching Ancient Aliens, and I decided to write a song about it. So I hope that comes through in the lyrics to you, people. Or you can take it for whatever you want. I'm probably crazy. You think I'm crazy? Hey, I wasn't asking you. Jesus. All right. This next song is called Not Alone.
something to say? Don't be a bitch. Call into the show at 313-444-8919. Broadcasting from beyond planet chaos directly into your Vajir holes. You have been beamed aboard and are now inside the mothership for the attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space.
Can you feel it?
All right. Yeah, it was a good live recording right there, man. That was one of the first times we ever did a live broadcast someplace. At the Crowfoot. They have great sound there. If you ever want to see a show, that's a great place to see a show, man. The sound is excellent. So, before we get into more music for your Vajir holes, and I'm going to show you how international the station is, by the way, with this next track. And it's a great track, by the way. I want to talk to you just for a moment. Everybody was laughing and joking when the concept, idea, and the name Space Force was brought up. We're going to make a Space Force, and it's going to be huge. Everybody was laughing and joking about the Space Force. It's so stupid. It's a dumb idea. It's ridiculous. What are you worried about, aliens? Is that what's going on? Well, first off, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Contact wasn't a very good movie, but there's a really good line in it. It says, with all the planets in the galaxy, if we really are alone, it seems like an awful waste of space. But anyway, China now also wanting to put together their own Space Force. Now, here's a little thing that here's something that was brought to my attention in an article I read. Are you just worried about aliens? No, you're not just worried about aliens. What else is in space that we might have to worry about? Also, let's also take giant meteors and asteroids and stuff like that off the list too. Let's take that off the list. Okay, we know we got to worry about those. But, of course, having something in space that could shoot them down and blow them up before they hit our planet, that's a good idea, right? Really good idea. Okay, but here's another thing. What else is in space? We have a lot of satellites in space, don't we? And we have a lot of trust and control placed into those satellites, as far as not just watching television and our cell phones and things like that, but our military. Without our satellites, we would be very crippled, don't you think? So, in addition to aliens coming here and aliens blowing up our planet and blowing up our satellites, what if another country went into space to destroy our satellites before an attack of some kind? And now China wants to get into the Space Force race? They want to have a Space Force? I think that there's more to this than aliens, okay? There's a lot of stuff in space that is of great national security concerns, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. I do believe that we need to think about a Space Force. Also, caught on video and placed onto YouTube randomly for anybody to read, everybody to watch, of course. One of those time travelers again, man. Those time travelers would like to come back and tell us that they're from the future. Especially when they're, and we know that they're from the future because he's wearing this fancy red jacket that, of course, you can't make a fancy red jacket today, right? He claims he's from the year 2075. And he even shows a really shaky, weird video of flying cars on what, if he's from 2075, could only be considered an antique iPad, okay, of this really shaky video of cars flying and stuff. But he says he's from the future, and in the future, nobody will have food. There won't be any food in the future. Everybody will take one capsule per day, and that capsule will contain everything that you need to survive for 24 hours. I don't believe that you're going to die at the end of that if you don't take another pill, but, all the nutrition that you would ingest in a day would be contained in that one pill. And people who eat 2 of those pills will be considered to be gluttons because they're so delicious, right? This guy's a nut. Okay. Anyway, that's our wackadoo of the week. So, let's go ahead and jump back into some more music for your Vajir holes. From a band called Sal the Musician. Now, this is where I'm talking about how international we are here. Here we are broadcasting from Taylor, Michigan in the United States. and we're broadcasting all over the world. And we get a music submission from a gentleman named Sal, who is from India, and he felt like he was at the end of his rope, and he was feeling really, really low, like it was time to exit this world. So instead of exiting the world, he decided to pack up and leave India and start his career in Ireland. So that was a very strange, just up and move type situation. But Sal the musician took a very low situation and turned it into a high by moving from India over to Ireland, where he started his music career, and Low was the name of his first track that he premiered on our station, and it pretty much outlines how he felt in his journey in that whole process of going from Low, and instead of leaving this world, he decided to just leave the situation and move on to bigger and better things. So here it is, Sal the musician with Low on Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from Outer Space.
People I love are fading. Relationships have no meaning. My world has started spinning. My heart has lost all feeling. I feel I'm sinking lower and lower and lower. My surroundings getting colder and colder and colder. Everything's becoming slower and slower and slower. I think I'm gonna go when I hit the next new low. Nobody cares, you're delusional. Stop doing this for attention. Nobody cares, you're delusional. Stop doing this for attention. Things I love the most are fading. Moments I love have no meaning. Places I love have started spinning. My life has lost all feeling. I feel I'm sinking lower and lower and lower. My surroundings getting colder and colder and colder. Everything's becoming slower and slower and slower. I think I'm gonna go when I hit the next new low. Times like this you gotta reach out for a helping hand. Cry for help even though it hurts just to stand. I know you say you got nothing in this life of yours. A broken soul in the moment right before it's yours. Higher and higher and higher. Woman, woman, woman. Faster and faster and faster. I think I'm gonna stay higher and higher. Woman, woman, woman. Faster and faster and faster. I think I'm gonna stay.
Great tune, man. Great tune from Sal the musician. Low, the name of the tune. Also had him on the show for an interview. It was another great interview, and that's something else that we're thinking about perhaps doing at some point in the future. Is it looks like I just got booted off of Facebook, probably because Sal has made it. When an artist makes it and they get signed, Facebook doesn't like me playing their music. Thanks, Facebook, for ruining a perfectly good show. Like that. Anyway, it is just about time to take another short break. We'll pause in the action for station identification, and we'll be back with what we call the home stretch. And, of course, just a few questions. Now, speaking of a new low, there is an app that you can get. Get this. It's a calculator that allows you to calculate how long it takes for a professional athlete to earn your salary. Are you freaking kidding me? Ain't that like kicking dirt in your eye, man? You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, LeBron James. Oh, yeah, he made your salary in about 72 minutes. 72 minutes, he made your entire year's salary, and he wasn't even playing at the time. That's terrible. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you haven't felt bad about yourself already, that'll definitely take you down a couple notches. Somebody else that needed to be taken down a couple notches. 2 GM engineers were busted street racing 2 unreleased Corvettes. Tell me, though, honestly, if that was you were an engineer and you had these brand spanking new Corvettes that weren't even out yet, would you play with them? Bet you would. Short break, pause the action. We'll be back with more of The Attack right after this. Go nowhere.
And now your weekly news update from NPR.
Broadcasting directly into your brain.
I've always listened to it.
The Venezuelan opposition leader Juan Guaido is in neighboring Colombia. He traveled there to participate alongside Secretary of State Mike Pompeo in today's regional counterterrorism meeting. Guaido was in Colombia despite a travel ban imposed by Venezuela's Supreme Court. Kansas City Chiefs and San Francisco 49ers will play in Super Bowl 54 next month. It's the first Super Bowl for Kansas City in 50 years. The 49ers last played in the title game in 2013. Both teams qualified with strong performances in their conference championships on Sunday. NPR's Tom Goldman reports.
In the AFC Championship, Kansas City overcame an early 10-point deficit and beat the upstart Tennessee Titans 35-24. Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes, last season's NFL MVP, threw 3 touchdown passes and ran for another. The Chiefs' defense did a great job slowing down Tennessee's previously unstoppable running back Derrick Henry. Now KC has to figure out how to slow down a potent San Francisco running attack. In Sunday's NFC Championship game against the Green Bay Packers, the 49ers offensive line opened gaping holes, and running back Raheem Mostert took full advantage. He rumbled for a whopping 220 yards and scored 4 touchdowns in the 49ers' 37-20 win. Tom Goldman, NPR News.
2 NASA astronauts preparing for a spacewalk outside the International Space Station. It's scheduled to get underway later this hour, with Christina Koch and Jessica Meir teaming up to replace the station's batteries. They made history in October when they became the first all-female spacewalking crew. This is NPR News.
Me and my lady want to get busy tonight. What do you recommend?
Igor's Lube.
I got my fist stuck in a gravy boat. Any ideas on how I can get it out?
Igor's Lube.
The hinges on my cabinet doors are squeaky. What should I use?
Igor's Lube.
I got dry, flaky elbows.
Igor's Lube.
Okay, but what if I'm being held hostage by a supervillain in an underground lair with a ticking time bomb and only seconds left until detonation? What would save me then, huh?
Igor's Lube.
That's right. Everything is smoother with Igor's Lube.
Igor's Lube. Get some today and get some tomorrow.
Oh, listen to his voice. I hope he grows up to be another singer like Frank Sinatra.
I hope he's going to be another Albert Einstein.
Gee.
Say, why leave important matters like heredity to chance? Well, now you don't have to. If you buy Crapco's amazing in-home gene splicer from Crapco. Yes, determine the sex, size, and personality of your next child in minutes instead of months. Here's what you get. The Crapco Chromosome Spice of Life Rack, featuring 25 tubes of real designer genes. Yes, it's that slimy goo that makes you you. Pick from brown eyes, blue eyes, boxers, ballerinas, big ears, or big what have you. Never fear, you're the genetic engineer. With the amazing Crapco in-home gene splicer from Crapco. Yes, for just $29.99, $95.99, this could be you.
E equals MC squared. How about you?
My boy the singer.
My son the scientist. That's right, create your own Frank Einstein with the amazing Crapco in-home gene splicer. Buy Crapco. Get one for your dog, too. Remember, at Crapco, we always say, if you buy this, you'll buy anything.
Got something to say? Don't be a bitch. Call into the show at 313-444-8919. Or you can jump in the chat room at alienxradio.com. Broadcasting from beyond planet chaos directly into your vagir holes. It's the attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space.
The house is now on fire.
It's time to answer just a few questions.
All right, it is time now for my favorite segment of the show, Just a Few Questions. Each week I come up with a few ridiculous questions that nobody in their right mind would ever come up with or ask, and I see if I can make somebody answer those questions in a silly or inappropriate manner. How's that sound?
Giggity. Giggity goo.
All right. Some people call in sometimes. They like to answer the questions right along to unit. It's 1313-444-8919. Again, that's 1313-444-8919. Or on Skype, Alien Stone and the number 1. So, let's go ahead and get started.
Question number 1.
Question number 1. There are only a few true original sports in the world. All of the others are spawned from other sports. They are spin-offs, if you will. One small example is baseball. The American pastime is one of our original sports. So what would you consider a spin-off sport to be? It'd be stickball, kickball, or t-ball. They are adapted versions of baseball, not an original sport. So today, we will do a little crossbreeding of sports. A little athletic gene splicing. Before we start mixing things up, let's make sure that you get the concept. In the sport of tennis, 2 players stand on a court with a net across the center. They use tennis rackets to hit the tennis ball back and forth over the net according to a set of rules. Name 3 other sports that have spawned from tennis.
Well, you got table tennis.
So ping pong, absolutely.
Volleyball.
Volleyball, that's another one. Great.
Help me out here.
It's a lesser of a. Yes. Badminton. It's a lesser of a sport, I was going to say, but yes, badminton. Very good. Very good. Very good.
Very good unit.
3 out of 3 right there.
Unit.
Very good. That's very good. What's the main difference between tennis and ping pong? A, ping pong balls are closer to the size of your own balls. B, in tennis, the players are kind of standing on the table. C, the soundtrack to a ping pong match is annoying, and the soundtrack to a women's tennis match sounds like a porno. Or D, all of the above.
I'm going to go with D, all the above.
Very good. Very good. Man, you're doing very well today, sir. I'm very proud of you. You're doing very well.
Tell him, Richard, what has he won? No.
The admiration of the host. No, I'm just kidding. What is the difference between tennis and volleyball? A, volleyball has a raised net. B, tennis can't be played in the sand. C, outdoor women's bikini beach volleyball is the greatest spectator sport to the known universe, and tennis is not. Or D, all of the above.
I'm going with D, all the above again.
Very good, D. You picked D. Again, dude, very well.
What a coincidence.
Man, you got everything right so far.
Oh, it's so good.
It's amazing.
Feels so good to be me.
What's the difference between tennis and badminton? A, badminton does not use balls. B, badminton has no net. C, tennis is not so popular on camping trips. Or D, both A and C.
I want to go with D, both A and C.
Very good. See, you got everything right on question number 1.
Oh, I'm so great.
And the answer was D, 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 and it was D. I didn't even mean
triple
to,
Ds.
That was an accident, even. Those are big boobs. Just saying, triple Ds.
Those are big Ds.
Yeah. So,
Question number 2.
Question number 2 is: a long time ago, a Canadian with nothing better to do mixed elements of shuffleboard, ice skating, and janitorial skills. What is that sport called today, D?
It's called curling.
Curling, very good. You got it right again.
Oh, man. It's so funny to me. I'm sorry.
Very good. And janitorial skills.
I know. It's just like janitorial skills. I'm like,
I like the way you said, man, going to ACO and be like, yeah, where's your curling broom? I'm sorry, my what?
Oh, man.
Now you will do the same thing.
All right, I got my answers.
You will need to choose elements of different sports and combine them with a non-sport element to create something new. First, choose 2 sports as your foundation and the elements of sports that you will assimilate. Beginning with which 2 sports are you going to start with?
I am going to start with football and hockey.
Football and hockey. Okay, so
Yes.
right off the bat, you're going to splice together football and hockey in some manner.
Yes, I have this set up in my head.
Okay.
The non-sports person that I am.
Now, I'm going to let you know, too, that for each
There
and
are
every
wild
one,
cards. I know, I
for
saw
each
that.
one of these.
I know.
So the one that you passed up for the first one was figure skating.
Good.
Okay, so you did not choose figure skating.
Nope.
So football and hockey.
Yes.
All right, so
It's going to be the man sport.
how will you score in your sport? Will it be the bases, the basket, the end zone, or the net?
So, I have this kind of set up a little weird. It's got to be an end zone and the net as well, because it's got to be the goalpost, and there's a net that's in between the goalposts. So
Okay, so all right.
I'm combining the net.
I will. Judges, they'll allow it.
All right, cool.
They'll allow it. So you're going to have the end zone with a net in the middle.
Yes.
All right, so
You know your field goal post thing, right?
yeah.
There's a net that's in there, so the whole object is going to be.
So it goes through the goalpost and it gets caught in the
Yes.
net.
Yes.
Gotcha. All right, so
Wild card answer was?
the wild card answer you did not choose on how will you score by getting the hot chick's number instead of her ugly friend.
Oh, that would have been cool too.
Yeah. All right. So, what will a score be called? Will it be called a home run? Will it be called a point? Will it be called a touchdown? Or will it be called a goal?
I want the wild card answer on this one.
The wild card answer is a score will be called just fun. We don't keep score. We're all winners here. We're all just winners here, folks. We're just trying to have fun.
I should have known that that's what it was going to be if I chose it.
So
otherwise, I put numbers. I was just thinking numbers.
That's what you chose. There's no score. Everybody's having just fun.
All right.
What will you play with? Will it be a baseball, a basketball, a football, or your puck?
Your puck.
Playing with a puck. All right. So,
What was the wild card
The wild card answer you did not choose. What will you be playing with? Big old titties.
Say it was going to be like a gallon of Igor's Lube. A balloon full of...
Well, that goes without saying if you're playing with the big old titties.
That's what it should... It should be instead of a water balloon, it's a balloon full of Igor's Lube. That's what you're playing with.
Oh, man, that would be disgusting. Can you imagine? I saw a thing on Facebook where someone was throwing balloons at somebody and handed them a knife to pop them, and the last one was a water balloon.
Yeah.
And then, can you imagine that with Igor's Lube? That'd be awesome.
Oh.
I'm going to do that to somebody and then run really fast. So anyway, choose one more element. A baseball bat, shorty shorts, tackling, or fighting.
I chose, you know what? What's a wild card on this? I'm going to go with the wild card.
The wild card answer is you have chose to add as another element mascots that dry hump random fans after scoring.
Hell yeah!
All right. So I got to keep this around so I can make sure I assemble your sport later on. All right. So,
all right.
Moving along.
Question number 3.
Question number 3. All right, question number 3. Okay. Now you have all of your sport elements in the blender. Now for the final ingredient. Just like in curling, a non-sport element was added, like janitorial skills. What? In that case... Oh, in that case, janitorial skills. I just said something that was already written there. The brooms and the sweeping are part of that sport. So, now you must choose a non-sport element to complete your Frankensport monster milkshake.
Okay.
Started in never mind. Here are a few to choose from. Juggling, long distance peeing, playing the banjo, pole dancing, taking a dump for volume, building birdhouses, group sex, cooking, masturbating, or make up your own answer. So what's going to be your non-sport element? It could be any of those or anything you choose that you're going to add to...
I'm going to go with playing the banjo.
Okay, so playing the banjo. Oh my God, dude. This is amazing. I want to see this so bad. I would actually sign up for ESPN. This would get me to buy the sporting pack. I'm just saying. If this was actual sport, I would watch sports. So, you're going to go with playing the banjo. Excellent.
Yep. Got to play the banjo.
Now, how will you incorporate all of this? Describe your brand new sport. How do you play and how do you score? And here's the rest of the questions that are going to go with this. What is the name of your sport? What is the uniform? And will doping be banned or required?
Doping is definitely going to be required.
Required?
It's going to be required. And how it's going to be, so you want me to explain it to you?
Yeah.
Pretty much?
Yeah.
Okay, so you got the football aspect as far as how you line up, but you're on ice skates and on ice, okay? It's the length of a football field, so it's a full football field. So picture a football field on ice.
Okay.
With the end zones.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And that's up in the end zone.
Yep. Okay, you got offense, defense, and you're on ice skates. Okay?
Sounds dangerous as hell.
Yes. And what I said we had to have a puck, right? Your puck.
Yeah, you're playing with the puck.
So with hands, okay, you can only go forward, but you can pass it as many times as you want. So you're passing like hockey, but it's got to be catch with a puck.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're throwing this hard-ass thing at people.
Throwing this hard-ass thing at people.
Okay.
So you already see where I'm going with this, right?
Sure.
Okay. Now, to score, you can't cross the end zone. So the 0-yard line, you can't go into the end zone, but you got to throw the puck through the uprights, and it's got to land inside there. So you still got 10 yards? You got to launch it from wherever in order to get it. Now, if you get tackled, you're down.
You're down. Probably hurt pretty bad too.
Right. You get 4 downs, 4 chances to do it, and it's played in 3 periods.
3 periods, okay.
3 periods.
If everybody lives.
Okay.
Do you leave the injured out there?
And here's where the banjo comes in.
Okay. The banjo.
When you score,
down.
Exactly.
Number 32 sure has a pretty mouth.
And their uniforms. What did I say their uniforms had? What were?
Yeah, you didn't say their uniform.
Oh, I would say.
I say German lederhosen.
And kilts.
and kilts.
And kilts.
And kilts. I love the kilts. Especially with the tackling and stuff.
And it would be called... I can't really call it handball.
No, can't call it handball.
I don't know what you would call it. I don't know what I would call it. I'm choking on this. What would you call it?
Skirt ball.
Skirt puck. Puck and skirt?
Wait a minute. It's kind of Scottish, kind of that thing. And
right.
And it's also kind of Canadian because of the ice.
Right.
So let's go with... Puck you, eh?
Eh? Yes!
It's puck you, eh?
Puck you, eh?
That is the new sport that you just made up. That is awesome.
Yes.
So your bonus question.
And Vince McMahon, you are not allowed to steal this.
Oh, okay. He already did, dude.
No,
I guarantee he's listening.
It's already copyrighted.
His minions are out there. All right, so your bonus question is, if you took group sex and mixed it with rowing to create a team sport, what would the team captain be shouting from the bedpost? I'll accept 2 answers.
Stroke. Stroke. Stroke.
Stroke. Stroke. Stroke. Absolutely. You got it right off the bat.
Or was it stroke me, stroke me?
The other answer is, damn, with this Igor's lube, I can't even tell that there's a bedpost up my ass. Yes. And we have we still are going over because we still have to do lightning strikes.
Oh, man, lucky we started early.
Let's try to do this really fast. In tennis, a point is called love, or who gives a crap.
Who gives a crap?
So is love. They're both correct. Please go away, crazy hockey fan, or get the puck out of here.
Get the puck out.
Very good. Do you consider the following things that have been covered on ESPN to be a sport? Golf.
Yes.
It's just a game.
Okay,
Just
whatever.
a game. Remember, there's no right or wrong answer. You just have to agree with me.
Right.
Okay. Bocce ball.
Not a sport. Just a game.
That is correct. That is not a sport. It's a game.
Just a game.
Poker.
Game.
That's correct. It's a game. Spelling.
Sport. No, it's a game. It's a test.
No,
it's a B.
It's schoolwork.
Yeah, that too.
What do you hit back and forth in badminton? A Peter Diddle or a shuttlecock?
Shuttlecock?
Correct.
Isn't it called a birdie?
No, it's called a shuttlecock.
For real?
For real. For real. That is what it's called. Your parents called it a birdie because they didn't want you saying shuttlecock. What has the bigger racket? Ping pong, racquetball, tennis, or the healthcare system?
The healthcare system.
Absolutely. Oh my God. Great backyard game or bachelor party game? Jarts.
Backyard game.
Cornhole.
Backyard game.
Glory hole.
Bachelor party game.
Frisbee.
Backyard game.
Pin the condom on the hooker.
Bachelor.
Horseshoes.
Either or.
I didn't think about that, but you're right. Underwater synchronized group sex.
Definitely bachelor party.
A simple game of catch.
Backyard.
And negotiating with Ray Ray for more time with the bitches.
Bachelor party.
I'll name something and you name the spinoff. Baseball.
Kickball.
I also would have accepted stickball and t-ball. Pool.
Pool.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Billiards. It is different. It is different.
Yeah, now you're getting
and 9 ball.
You're getting testicle on.
It's also
now.
different. So, All in the Family.
The spinoff from All in the Family.
Yep.
Jeffersons.
Correct. Also, I would have accepted Maude. Tennis.
Ping pong.
Also would have accepted volleyball and badminton. The Honeymooners.
Ooh. I don't know.
It's animated. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Flintstones?
Correct, Mundo! That's a spinoff of The Honeymooners, yes.
Really?
Yep.
Makes sense.
What is a spinoff of Not Drowning?
Not Drowning.
Yep.
Was it spin-off of Not Drowning?
Yeah.
Living?
Pretty close. Not
jumping in the pool.
Swimming was actually the answer, but you were correct. Three's Company. This one's a little more complicated.
Four's a Crowd?
Nope.
Oh.
The Ropers.
Oh, you're talking about the spin-off. Yeah.
And finally, Inside the Mothership.
What was the spin-off of it? Vinny and the Alien.
No. Just a few questions.
Oh, jeez. Throw me some.
There is a place in the desert where the rain sounds very nervy, knocking and dripping, knocking and dripping. As tears are gathered through rusty, broken thoughts, and it fills up, and it fills up. The rusty boilers and the walls lie down, coated in wonder and yellowish brown. The joining make up desert oblivion, lasting forever in cosmic pavilion. It's dripping, knocking and dripping. Yeah, it's dripping, knocking and dripping. Rusty boilers tend to conceal love to people that the desert appeal. The silent tears they sacrifice for peace, a beautiful house and a good night kiss, and it's dripping, knocking and dripping. Yeah, it's dripping, knocking and dripping. Rusty boilers they left behind, gotta be on the road at night. Two people, silence and tears, with overload and freezing fear, and it's dripping, knocking and dripping. Yeah, it's dripping, knocking and dripping.
Oh, yes, everybody. Rusty Boilers by Rusty Boilers. And we are all out of time for this week on the Attack of the Monday Morning Magcast from Outer Space. I do want to thank everybody for tuning in. I want to thank everybody for allowing me to beam you aboard the mothership for another attack. And I'll be back again, of course, next Monday, right here at 9 a.m. Eastern. And also don't forget about my other show, Inside the Mothership, co-hosted by D-Unit. That happens each and every Sunday at 12 noon Eastern. I want to thank all of our fine affiliates around the world that will be carrying this show in syndication for the remainder of this week. Also, all of our fine live affiliates as well. Alien X Radio, UG Media, United Talk Radio, and WCET FM, our brand spanking new affiliate in Columbia, South Carolina. Once again, this is Alien Stone saying thank you very much for joining me this week. And until next time, peace!